always are, brother. We definitely appreciate you, man. You're one of the most gracious brothers in this game, in this industry, especially to us, man. So we always thank you for that. And man, just talk about it, man. How's everything in your world? We see you on this press run, doing your promo run. You busy out here. You freestyling every damn where. You talking everywhere. You doing your thing, bro. Talk about
it. Just feeling back young again, man. It's hard after you've been around for so long to stay motivated. So I had to get myself back motivated. So getting back into the battle rap culture, going hard again, freestyling again. Just had to make myself feel young again so I could get super active. So that's what I've been on the last couple of years. So now that I'm back active and I got the clip filled, bunch of songs, bunch of records, bunch of verses, I said I gotta run around and let the world know that I'm still active.
For sure. What happened with the Freeway battle? Last time we had you on, you're supposed to be doing a battle, but you see it never went down. What happened with that?
Yeah, we had locked something in with the URL. That was with Smacking them, Beasley.
Right.
The URL, they had locked it in for us to battle. But they sent the deposits and everything, so that's why we made the announcements. We thought it was definitely going down, but I think they had a issue with their business and how they was going to work it out. So they never set the date. It came with the second half of the money. So I'm glad y'all brought it up because them niggas still owe me some money.
Dang.
But nah, I don't think. I think they made a mistake with selecting that battle. Maybe they thought it was going to be a better response than what it was when they announced it. I'm not sure, but I just want everybody to know it was nothing on my part. I did everything according to plan. I did everything that I was supposed to do. Had my verses ready. I was prepared. So even if they call me and say they want to, reschedule it and they got the bag and they ready to do it tomorrow, I'll be ready.
Hey, we was talking to Norbs. What was it, last week? Yeah, about a number of things. But one thing in particular, I asked him about where he thinks battle rap is now. It seems like it kind of took a little bit of a fall off, a little after the just I don't know. I can't really call it, but it seems like it kind of fell off just a little bit.
I could call it. I could call it after my last battle.
Damn. Okay.
After I left, after the energy left, a lot of people was trying to take credit for the shit that was going on. Like it was starting to pick up. More people was interested in battle rap, and a lot of battle rappers was trying to take credit for it. So, this little pause that I had waiting for the Freeway battle was a blessing in disguise because I wasn't around for a period of time, and you see how boring it got. It got real weird. There's no order to it. It's like, so you could tell who the energy was. It's like everybody else that was around is still around. So if it was because of them, then everything would be right now. But it's feeling a little funny because I'm not around. So, but I'm a good businessman, man, and I respect, the people that I do business with. So I gave them a grace period of time to try to work it out, try to make it happen and make it make sense. So they said they still in the process of doing that. So I'm gonna let them try to figure it out. But that's the reason why I've been away from battle rap for a period of time, because I was trying to give them enough time to work out the situation that we already agreed to. But since they couldn't work it out, I got to keep it moving. So you probably about to hear an announcement real soon of me battling somebody else with a different league. Okay. Because I got to keep it moving. And like you said, shit is dying out, so the coach will need me.
Right. I was watching Murder Mook. I forget the dude name he was battling. No disrespect to him. And I seen you in the crowd. I thought it was a great battle. I thought it was a tie, in my opinion. I think dude, did a respectable job against Murder Mook. I think the last round, Murder Mook, closed it out. But dude didn't do, a bad job. How you feel about that battle, man? I saw you standing back there.
Yeah, it was I feel as though it was a good battle. It was one of them battles it depends on what type of person you is. Like maybe your age group, how old you is, where you from, what you been experienced to determine who you might think won that battle. You know what I mean?
Right.
and it was a little more harder to decide who won because Mook is a veteran. Like he like a legend, like a lot of people Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
So for him to be back battling period is like a certain amount of excitement. So um when I was there in the building, it felt like Mook won. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in the building, it just felt like Mook won. But you know, people saying that on the playback, they've been watching it back, and on the playback, they might have got it a different way. But that's all good though. Like it's an opinionated sport. It's not really judged. There's no really way to see who really won. So if it's like a mixed reaction like that, and people think both people did good, or it's a tie, that means you got a good battle.
Right. Now with Mook, I know y'all good now. At one point y'all wasn't good. Why didn't y'all ever battle? I'm not sure if I ever asked you that. But why didn't y'all ever have that epic battle that everybody wanted to see in battle rap?
When Mook first started popping on them Smack DVDs, I was already signed and in the studio recording my albums and trying to make history in that lane. So when he called me out, I wasn't even familiar with him.
Right.
I didn't even really know who he was or wasn't familiar with none of the work he put in or nothing he did at that time. And at that point in time, I told people I wasn't coming back to battle rap unless I got $250,000. And people even heard him on DVD saying he wanted to bet money. I think it was 20,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
But that was like super below the number that I was saying I was battling for. Like, you know what I mean? Or even betting, like, you know what I mean? We was like signed. So, you know, if we had other artists from other labels come through, the money that was getting bet was even more than that. So it's like it wasn't worth my while at the time. You know what I mean? And after that we started getting cool. Like I started well, I actually called them to the studio because we wasn't going to battle, but people wanted to see us get busy together. So I called them to the studio. We did a record called Expect the Unexpected, where we was going back and forth. It was like kind of battle style, like nothing but bars. It wasn't really like song.
Okay.
It was like kind of like, you know, airing it out. And we gave that to the streets to let people know that we still active, but the battle probably not going to go down. And after that time, we started getting more cooler. Started getting more of a personal relationship, and the battle seemed like it was more like of a chance of not happening.
Is it like that's because it's more of a mutual respect there now, as opposed to wanting to battle? Y'all know what y'all can do. It's really no point in doing it.
I mean, I would battle anybody. Like I even battle myself. So it's not like I wouldn't battle Mook. It's like we could battle, but I'm just not interested. Like that's not I don't pick anyway. Like I let the league owners pick who they want me to battle. So somebody might pick Mook or put up the money to make me and Mook happy, and you might see us battle in the future. Who knows? But it don't look like it's going in that direction. It don't look like that's like, you know what I mean, gonna happen. It's looking like a little unlikely.
Got you. Now we know you really into like rhyme patterns and the art of the bar, you know what I mean, and the science behind hip hop. I was curious to know who are some of the newer artists out there that you can kind of respect their rhyme pattern, or has a dope rhyme pattern to you, or kind of respects the science, because we often criticize a lot of the ones that don't respect it, but we don't give too much praise on the ones that do. So in your opinion, who are some of those ones that are kind of still giving respect to the game, that are a little bit younger in the game?
That's a hard question. That's a hard that's a hard question because it's some dudes, like some new dudes that, you know, stick to the science but temporarily. Like you might hear a couple bars where they piecing up syllables, and they might even punch here and there. They might even do stuff that got to do with the science here and there, but they not consistent enough. Like there's a lot of songs I heard them on where they wasn't using the science. So it's kind of hard to say them because people might think that I'm referring to the wrong stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I hear artists these days that truly stick to the science. Like how when I came up, and like right before I came up or right after I came up, it was dudes that was like super true to the science, like all of the time. Like a Lloyd Banks or like a Fab or like a Jadakiss. Like they was true to the science. You'll probably never really hear them round one syllable or hear a verse where they not punching or saying something slick in it. You know what I mean? But I don't, it's like a lot of new dudes I like might like this song or this verse, but all the way around, I don't think people even thinking that the science is a priority at this particular time, especially in the industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you want to hear the science, the closest thing that you could get from that is like battle rap. Like the battle rappers is, piecing up the most syllables, saying the most figurative language, trying to be creative, and trying to impress people with every bar they say. Those is the only rappers that's really in that bag. Like industry rappers is really trying to make music and get to a bag. And the image that they portray right now is to get to a bag ain't being lyrical, it's doing other shit. So the majority of motherfuckers focused on that other shit opposed to being nice and lyrical.
Right. I seen that you spoke on Lloyd Banks. People thought you was taking a shot at him at one point in time when you said you was the punchline king. What happened with that whole situation? And do you still think you're the punchline king?
Nah, I'm not the punchline king. I mean, that's the title that Banks was running with.
Right.
In the verse back in the day, I did say I'm the punchline champion. Y'all got bars, but I heard it all before, like Sunshine Anderson. Like I've been saying those things for years, like I'm the nicest, I'm the best. You know what I mean? But that actual title, the punchline king, I mean, I told niggas years ago too, I run Philly. I ain't trying to be the damn king, but the damn thing could get pulled like a hamstring. Like I be saying a lot of this stuff in my verses. Like I don't really want to be the king, but I just feel like I'm the best at it. Like nobody could do it better than me. And I'm the first person that they heard doing it like in this way. Like this new way of punching, this new form of punching and getting busy. Like they never heard it before me. Like, and the only people that they did hear it from was my inspirations that did it, but did it more sporadically. Like they ain't do it as consistent as me. And those is the the law of finesses. You know what I mean? The big L's, the G raps. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like those niggas was the big puns and cannabis and niggas that came before me that was super creative and punching and using figurative language. But the first way that, the first time niggas ever heard a nigga doing it so consistent and on purpose, like that was their main focus to punch, to say the craziest shit and consistently doing it back to back on purpose. The first person that they heard doing it like that was me. So, people try to rearrange history, rewrite history, change the shit up, but you can't. It's there. Like, we got all this technology. You could look it up. Look up the years when I did shit, when I was saying shit, and when I was rapping like that. I ain't just get it from somebody else or it was just the thing to do and I started doing it. Nah, I came with it. I'm the one that brought it to the table. I made it up.
Facts.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're paying attention to any of these cases that's going on, but have you seen the YMW Melly case? And if so, I mean that's some intriguing TV shit right there. But what do you think about that? If you've seen any of that?
I'm not too familiar with his case. What's going on with him? Like
he was alleged to have him and one of his other partners killed two of his friends / label mates or whatever. They think that he shot them in a car and staged a drive-by. So now he's on trial for life in Florida. That's the story. Yeah,
it's ugly, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
So he's fighting right now. Right now he's fighting.
Yeah, in the middle of his trial right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think these youngsters can't leave it alone? Why do you think when they start getting success? Because dude, I mean, you look at some of his shit on YouTube, he has damn near billions of views.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy. Why do you think they can't leave that shit alone?
like that's a crazy question because everybody not the same. Like you know, some niggas was born like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Some niggas they parents, they older brothers, they uncles, and all the niggas around them, everybody from their block was either banging or in the streets or doing something. Like you know what I mean? So they just came up like that. That's like in them. Like you know what I mean? So they gotta learn and work towards getting that out of them. But you know what I mean? 99.9% of these rappers ain't even really cut from that cloth. It's just that being a celebrity is dangerous, and it's a lot that come with it. People only think about the good parts, and that's why they don't understand why a person that they can see that's a celebrity that you look at and you like, oh, they got a good image, or this girl is beautiful, or this nigga is thorough and he dressed nice and he got jewelry and cars, and everybody think they'd be happy with their lifestyle. But when you talk to them, they be sad, depressed, going through shit, on drugs, like you know what I mean? Even then, sometimes in the worst predicament and feeling worse about themselves than when they was broke. You know what I'm saying? And niggas don't be understanding that, but you know what I'm saying? That's how that shit goes. So you know what I mean? It's hard to become a celebrity, so some niggas be having to transform. Like, you know, if you was broke your whole life and you don't know what it's like to have a bag, and then all of a sudden, you know, and most of the time, all of these celebrities don't even be having the money that they portray that they have. They paint this picture like they got a certain amount of money, and they might be getting money way more than what they used to, and might be doing good for themselves. But it's not as much as they put out there to the world. So they got to play this role like they got more money than what they really got. And with that, if you wasn't in the street already and you don't know what it's like to deal with money, then there's all type of problems that come with that. So, you know, for that reason, you know, people be having to have certain niggas that is into the streets or deal with that all the time around them. Even though they not prepared to have them type of people around them, they still do, because they need them people around them so that they could walk around and move around and feel safe. You know what I mean? They got to start carrying guns, and they want to show them online and let people know that they active so people won't try their hand or be as eager too.
Yeah.
So it'd be like reasons behind why these niggas be, you know, getting in predicaments, and everybody not the same. Like, you know what I mean? Some of these niggas might really be militant. Some of these niggas might really be gangsters. Some of these niggas might have mental issues and really be capable of doing certain shit. But a lot of these niggas might just be playing a role because that's the picture that they paint that you gotta play.
Right. We seen PNB Rock get killed out in Los Angeles. How do you feel about a lot of these rappers getting shot? I mean, you've been in the game for a long time. I'm sure you know how to move in and out of different cities and things like that. So how do you feel about, you know, in particular PNB Rock, but a lot of these rappers, you know, putting themselves in positions ultimately get murdered?
Um, I don't think they necessarily be putting themselves in position to get murdered. I don't think unless you're suicidal.
Right. Nah.
Niggas be really in that bag. You know what I mean? They be trying to just live and like every second of your life you be having to make decisions. And when you still live and you still healthy, it seemed like you made the right decisions.
Yeah.
But if something go wrong, it seemed like, damn, he should have did something different.
Facts.
But it's hard to know when it's time to make a decision. And some people got, like, you know, prophetic capability. Some people like got psychic capability. Some people got like senses where they can feel when something going to go wrong, or they could feel where they shouldn't be certain places. But everybody not blessed with the same capabilities. You know what I mean? So that's what make them people special. That's why you need them people around, because they do got feelings. They can tell when shit about to happen and when you're not supposed to be places. But that's they gift. Everybody don't got that. But they still got to move around and make decisions. So that's not, sometimes they be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right. And I mean, like also like from what I hear about that, you know, that was the area that was in a pretty bad area, the Roscoe's. You going in there with jewelry on and shit like that. You
Yeah,
kind
my
of
LA niggas that's really in the street told me that
right.
they wouldn't even go there. They like,
Damn.
man, we don't even, He like, man, I could go if I really, really had to, but I ain't fucking going there, man. Like that's niggas know not to go there. So that's a good part about tapping in too. People be thinking that you got to tap in because you like scared or niggas got you under pressure. Like if you a real nigga and you solid, you not tapping in for those reasons. You just tapping in to get the information that's needed while you in that area. You not around there all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could even be your own city. Like niggas get famous and don't even be in the city that they from for a period of time. You might leave for a couple months, come back. It might be a lot of shit that's the same, but certain shit might have changed. So you need to tap in with the niggas that was there that whole time to figure out if anything changed or not. So
that's facts.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, you tap in with somebody from LA that really know what's going on out there. They might have gave you a warning, like, man, don't go to that one. Don't even go to Roscoe's Pier, or if you want to go to this one down there. The one down the road from that one, not that one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's a sad thing, man. You know what I mean? He got a lot of fans who's doing this thing, holding it down for the city.
Yeah.
So for niggas to get taken out so young and all that shit, especially over something small like jury or like the money that they had on them or something like that, that shit ain't nothing. Like it's replaceable. So for a person to exchange his life for that, that shit is ugly.
Yeah, real shit.
We see a lot of people selling their soul and damn near exchanging their life for popularity on this internet shit too, which is very scary. And I feel like a lot of people got popular and famous just doing crazy and dumb shit on the internet. That goes for music, podcasts, and all the other. What do you think about just where we at as a whole and as a society when it comes to social media? Because it's the gift and the curse. If it wasn't for this, we wouldn't be able to do this. So there's a blessing in it. I'm not saying that, but at the same time, there's a lot of evil involved with it too. So what do you think about where we at right now and just the whole day and age and social media?
I think it's just an easy way for people to understand how the world works. Yin and yang. It always been like that. Whether it's been right in your face or you've been trying to realize it or not, you've been distracted, you've not been paying attention. It's always been like that. It's always going to be ups and downs to everything. Good parts that you could get from it and negative stuff that it bring at the same time, just depending on who you is and what you're using it for. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with like what's right and wrong, what's good and bad, what's sin or what's not. It's like, you know, it's hard to decide because somebody might do something and it could be like thousands of people that feel like that was wrong and it could have hurt thousands of people and they feel like it was a bad thing and it was a sin. But it could have hurt thousands of people and then thousands of people somewhere else, it could have helped them and made their life better and now they in a better predicament. So they look at it as a blessing. And shit like that happens every day. Like just because it's helping you out and you look at it as a blessing, you don't know what had to go down for that to be possible. So it's always going to be like that. So with the internet, it's the same thing. If you want it for good shit and you using it for good reasons, you'll start to feel like there's more good things happening in the world. Like if all you Google searches like positive things and what's positive shit that's happening in the world and all love-based stuff, you Google that a lot, that's the videos that you watch, that's the things that you keep being interested in, then it'll seem like it's way more positive stuff in the world happening right now. Because that's what you into. But if you into negative stuff and niggas that got shot and niggas that got robbed and niggas that got killed and you searching that and you looking at that and that's what's grabbing your attention. Anytime you see a video about somebody getting shot or robbed, you click on it. Then they're going to send more of that to you. Yeah. And it's going to seem like the world is more negative and more people dying than ever. But we got to deal with, you know, actual facts. Like the world is more populated than it's ever been. And it got crazy more populated since we've been born. Not like in the last 1,000 years or 5,000 years. It's like just in our lifetime. It's like billions of more people. Like I know when I was first born, they were saying like it's like 5 billion people or, you know what I'm saying? Like 5.5 or like something like that. Now it's like 8 or like, I mean, it's like the numbers, the billions keep going up of people that's on the earth. Shit looking more populated, niggas living longer and able to be healthier longer. So it's not all bad shit happening. It's just about what you focusing on.
For sure. Now, I don't know how long ago, this was like in May, right? You was doing an interview, you was talking about R. Kelly again, and they try to kind of put you on blast low key because you said, you know, and correct me if I'm wrong, that we should pretty much keep the same energy for all criminals, right? What do you mean by that? I mean, I know what you mean by it, but can you kind of just explain the whole situation again and what will happen with that? How do you feel about the backlash?
Not all criminals, because crime, like, we have like a little vote on what we feel as though is crime, what's not crime. Like, that's the people in power that came up with the rules and regulations. So that's their rules. That's what they made up. You know what I mean? And the people that's in the loop to, you know, control politics. So, you know, with what's a crime and what's legal, and that even changed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people was going to jail for wild years and it was ruining their lives over weed. Now it's legal in certain states, so now you could go and smoke right in front of the cops. Go right in dispensaries and buy as much weed as you want. You see them with all of this weed just posted up for sale, and it's legal now. Yeah. But in that same area, right where that store at years ago, you could have had a pack on you and did wild time for it. So it's like, what is a crime? Like, it's just whatever they tell you it is at the time. At the same time we was getting locked up over here for weed, I was going to Amsterdam, and it was just like how it is over here now. You know what I mean? You could smoke in front of the cops. Soon as I landed at the airport, they bought me a big ass bag of all these different flavors and hashes, and you got the windows down and you rolling up and you blowing it in the cop face, and even cops hitting the L's, and it's a different type of vibe over there. But I was able to see that when everybody was getting locked up over here and it was illegal in every state. So I'm like, it's possible. Like, it's just all about what, you know, the people in power is willing to accept or how they can benefit from these laws. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, if you feel as though somebody that's like accused of statutory rape or something like that, if you feel like they a bad person and you hate it and you want to cancel them, and now you don't want to listen to their music and you don't want to deal with them no more, then don't just do that because it's like a wave or people telling you that's how you're supposed to respond. Like, only do that if it really hurts you and you feel like that's how you want to respond and that's how you feel about a person that would do something like that. And if you feel like that, then keep the same energy with everybody that committed the same type of crimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't just be like, yo, I'm going to cancel R. Kelly and not listen to his music, or I hate him because he did it. But it's a bunch of other niggas that could have been around them or could have been out at that same time, and you listening to their music and you going to their concerts and you supporting the artists that they signed, and you just don't, you just all into that. You don't got no problem with that. But just because the media said you need to cancel R. Kelly, you ready to. It's like, it's just showing people that I don't got no problem with nobody feeling how they want to feel. Like, that's why you your own avatar. You got the right to feel how you want to feel about anything. But don't fake feel it. Like, really feel that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you really feel that way, anybody that's in that bag should affect you, not just one person. You know what I mean? If you don't like murderers, don't like anybody that's murdering shit. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's not like out of self-defense, anybody that's murdering shit, you shouldn't like it. Shouldn't just only not like this kind of murderer, that kind of murderer, that and that. And it's like, it's a thin line between it, and it's too weird. It's just like had the same energy.
Right. Do you look at R. Kelly different, you know, after the whole conviction? I don't know if you've seen the whole documentary. I didn't. Do you look at him different from, you know, knowing him back then, doing a song with him to now? And would you still listen to his music as well?
Yeah, I still listen to his music. I just feel like a lot of people in the industry, especially this wicked industry, music or entertainment, period. A lot of people got skeletons in their closet. And if you start canceling people and not watching movies or not listening to music because of an accusation or something that they say somebody did, you wouldn't have nothing to listen to. Wouldn't be no more movies to watch and no more music to listen to, because it's not really that many artists that got like a clean history, like nothing happened and they like super perfect. Like it's gonna be hard to find that. And it's still going to be a thin line between that because they might be, you know what I mean, innocent in a lot of situations, but they still been through shit. So if you don't got enough information on their story, they'll seem guilty to you too. So you won't have nothing to really listen to if you're going to take that route. That's why I don't choose to do that. Plus, I'm in the industry, so I might have some behind the scenes information that the average fan don't got. So I might know how they talk about certain people in the industry. I might know certain stories or people that's responsible for certain shit happening that could have changed the culture altogether, and they responsible for it. And I know that for a fact. So I would have to stop listening to them and cut them off, and you know what I mean? It's just too hard to do. Like, you know what I mean? To just start canceling people because of accusations and shit that you wasn't able to witness or around. Now, it might be different if somebody did something while I was able to see it myself. Like if they did some type of crime or something that made me uncomfortable and it was around me or around somebody I give a fuck about, then I might, you know, be looking at it different. But if I ain't actually get to see it, it's all like hearsay. It's like you got to do your research. You got to really be a lawyer to try to figure out if somebody did it or not. And I just don't got the time to do that.
Is that so we all got skeletons, right? We all got our shit. Everybody do. Is that like a industry thing, or is that just like a everyone got their shit type thing? And if we cancel everybody out here, I'm basically trying to say, is it like more of that Illuminati shit than we think about, or is it not? These are just human beings that fuck up, and if we found out everything about everybody, there might not be anything going on.
Now I think you could figure out a way to make anybody look like they the bad guy if that's all you focus on is the bad side.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Nobody gonna be like Jesus Christ, where there's nothing that you can find at all bad about them. Like, it's always gonna be something, you know, with people. And if you focus on that and you create a story and make up something behind it, and you got the power of media and the power to influence a large amount of people, then you can make anybody look bad. Or if they cooperate and they doing what you want them to do, they could be the worst person in the world, committing the most crimes and doing the most shit, but you could just cover it up and only show the good sides. Like, you know what I mean? So a woman could be like a murderer, or she could be like a criminal and she could be doing wild shit. But if she beautiful, she got a nice body, and she could sing and dance, we'll just keep showing you how beautiful she is and how good she could sing and dance. We're not going to never talk about the crimes and shit she do. And if anybody ever try to come out and talk about it, we're going to cover it up or make that person seem crazy because it's not getting enough attention. It's not getting enough light. It just seemed like that person just crazy or hating, and this person's still a star. As long as they doing what we want them to do. But as soon as they go against the grain and they don't cooperate, then we can make anybody seem like they the bad guy.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why they only like certain people to get in the industry. They don't want like the most holy people or the most stand-up people to get in the industry, because then it'd be a harder fight. It'd be harder to influence them what to do or to make moves or to cooperate, because they stand-up people and they don't got no skeletons in their closet where you could like you can threaten to like put them out there and change their life from letting out their secrets if they don't got none. So they would rather deal with people that do got a lot of skeletons in their closet. They know they got shit to hide before I sign them.
That's wild.
Hell yeah.
That's wild. I'm gonna I think we actually talked about it here. I don't know how long ago this was. It's Tory Lanez. You guys went back and forth, but afterwards he ended up getting arrested for shooting Meg Thee Stallion. How you feel about that? On the aftermath now, him being incarcerated for we don't know how long yet, but he's definitely in there.
Yeah, like I've been in jail, so I don't wish jail on nobody. That's a messy thing.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? But I just want people to know, like, no matter how free you think you is, no matter how far along you think you came as a person or as a race, still not completely all the way there. So it's gonna be consequences and penalties if you do certain shit. That's just how it's set up. That's just how it go. So, you know what I mean? It's a sad thing. Like, that man was making wild music, had a bunch of fans, had a bunch of people supporting him.
Right.
But I said, like, it's yin and yang, is all the perspective. Like, it could make a bunch of people sad that was Tory fans that liked his music, that was supporting him, or even his family, or people that love him, they could be super sad. But what if you was like a Megan fan, or you know what I'm saying, somebody else that's on the opposite side? You might feel different, completely different, and be happy that, you know what I'm saying, something happened in result of him doing what they accuse him of doing. So, you know what I mean? I can't really comment on it. I wasn't there. I didn't see it.
Right.
And I ain't do enough evidence or, like, you know what I mean, research to know if what they accusing him of is true, or if he did do it. It's a lot of stories floating around that he did do it, he didn't, and he, like, I don't really know. You know what I mean? But it's fucked up to be in jail regardless of the fact, especially when you had a career like that. You had so much going for yourself. I remember being in Dubai, and I did one of these clubs the day before him, and came back to the club the next day because I was still out there to see him perform.
Right.
So, you know, niggas is in Dubai and just like all different type of places performing in front of lit ass crowds and people singing the words to your song, and you go from that to being in jail.
Yeah.
It's like that's not a good thing. So, you know what I mean? I know it's like painful and sad, and like it's hard for Tory. You know what I mean? But that's life, man.
Yeah, and you was in there too, so you know exactly how, you know, to go from, you know, superstar just in prison. You know what I mean? I know that had to be mentally tough. How'd you,
And I know what
gotta,
it's like to
yeah,
be in prison falsely accused, like
right,
innocent, not even guilty. Like, it's different when you in jail, when you facing time, but you know you guilty.
right,
So it's like, yo, if I do get a little bit of time or I don't get no time, is a blessing because I am guilty.
Mm-hmm.
But it's different when you know you innocent. Like, I ain't even do this shit and I'm still sitting. Like, that shit get different. So I've been in those predicaments, innocent and having to sit.
How many? See, that's tough, man, because I couldn't imagine never going through that. I don't even really know the proper words to put into it. Do you think a lot of these rappers, like even the RICO shit that they dealing with, and I know you can't speak on every individual case because everything is individual, but just in general, do you think a lot of these brothers that go through some of the cases they're going through with the RICO and shit are innocent and they getting caught up in some bullshit and could potentially do time for nothing?
I think it could be both. You know what I'm saying? If you do your history, they've been accusing people and locking people up for a lot of fake reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In history. So I'm pretty sure that's still going on. I just told you I was falsely accused and had to do time for something that I was innocent of. So I'm sure it's like plenty of other people going through what I went through and what a bunch of other innocent people went through. But it is also people that's guilty, you know what I mean, of the crime that they sitting for.
Facts.
It's like everybody not innocent. There's niggas that is guilty of doing shit that they accused of. And it's people that's guilty of maybe like they might be booked for a RICO drug case. You know what I mean? And all of the shit that they putting on them in that case might not be true. They might got certain niggas ratting, making shit up, exaggerating shit. But they only trying to get that to stick because they really know you guilty of, you know, a bunch of other crimes that they can't necessarily prove. You know what I mean? Maybe it's not enough evidence. Maybe witnesses is, you know, disappearing or intimidated. And it's like certain shit that they can't prove that they know you guilty of. So that's why they go so hard when they got like anything that can stick. They might give you way more time and blow it all out of proportion and try to make this stick more than ever because they know you know, you in that bag. So they trying to make something stick to take you off the streets. They've been doing that with big gangsters and even with, like, you know, from the mob, big mobsters. They couldn't catch them in this way, or they couldn't get them with murder, or they couldn't get them with this, so they charge them with something else and try to make it stick. You know what I mean? And I guess the people that's doing that don't feel as bad because they feel like they are guilty of something.
Right. For sure.
We're definitely not gonna hold you too much longer, bro. Appreciate you, coming through today. Let us know, man. You said you might have a possible battle. I'm sure you don't know who yet, but let us know about some of your business ventures and some stuff you got coming up. If you got some information you want to drop.
Yeah, I got a new project, man.
Okay.
The Godfather is coming real soon. Probably coming around like my birthday time, July 7th.
Wow.
Okay.
Got new videos and new singles I'm gonna be dropping even before that date. So I got that coming. I feel like it's the best project of my life. I'm super happy with it. It's what people expect from me, bars and being competitive and being lyrical. But it's also a bunch of shit people don't expect from me, like my tone of voice, the styles, the flows, the beats per minute that I'm on, just the way I'm sounding is like, you never heard me like this before. So that's why I'm so happy with this project. I can't wait till it come out. I told you I gave the URL enough time with that Freeway battle, so now I'm about to lock in another battle right now. I'm actually in talks right now, and the paperwork should be here any day now for me to lock in this next battle. That's why I don't want to announce it, the league or the name yet, because I ain't really locked it in. Yeah. But in the next couple days, I'll be able to announce that. So I'm gonna be battling again soon, dropping the best project of my life, more videos. And I ain't done this promo tour neither. I'm doing not only this show, but a bunch of more shows, a bunch of more running around. I'm gonna just let people know that I'm outside. So I got a lot going on this year, man. I appreciate y'all for bringing me in. All of the people out there, just stay tuned. Bars is back. I've been telling niggas that for a minute.
Right.
But now you could feel it. You could feel like, the culture demanding bars right now. And that's why more niggas trying to rap. And I'm happy I'm around for it.
Right. How you feel about Remy's battle rap league? Remy Ma joint. You looked into that?
Yeah, Remy, me and Remy been friends since way back in the day. You know what I mean? Even before she went to jail, before I went to jail. Like when we first started getting on and doing our thing, we've been cool since back then. So, you know what I mean? To see somebody that I had a relationship with from back in the day doing something like that is big. It's not only good for her, but it's also good for the culture because she giving battle rappers the opportunity to get booked, get bags, and get the opportunity to get seen. You know what I mean? So it's good for the culture. It's a sacrifice. That's what people don't understand. They think you could just come into this business and just start caking out and just, you know what I mean, eating. But she actually sacrificing for the culture. So it's a good thing. You know what I mean? I'm happy with the league. I'm happy with what's going on with her. And I wish her the best, most success.
Dope, man. We definitely
appreciate a lot of crazy talk about what happened at her last event. I know y'all see that all everywhere. It was like fights at her last event. A little bit of commotion, a lot of stuff that happened at our last event that's been floating around lately. So,
you talking about the Papoose joint?
Yeah, with Papoose, Easy.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff floating around right now. So, I'm not saying it's a negative thing. It's good. It's the energy. I mean, like all publicity is good publicity. It just depends on how you spin it.
Real shit.
So people talking about it, they speaking on it, so people gonna want to see the event that already happened. People gonna want to see the next event. So it's just all about how they spin it, but it's up from here.
Can you let us know what league you ain't going over to Remy's league, are you? Or can you tell us that?
You never know. Like I said, Remy, my friend. We've been keeping in contact ever since she started this Chrome 22 thing and started doing her thing. She know that, you know what I mean, I am the culture. Like I am battle rap. She know that how long I've been carrying it from back in the day before all these leagues started. She know I've been around giving it up. So, I'm pretty sure sooner or later we're going to make something happen and figure out a way to, like, you know what I mean, both benefit from the energy that we putting out together. But it ain't go down yet, but me and Remy might do something soon.
Dope. So we definitely appreciate you, Cassidy, on Hip Hop Uncensored.
But even if we don't do nothing, I'ma still support, you know what I mean? Chrome 22, everything that she got going on, you know what I mean? She got my support regardless if we do something or not.
Facts.
Yes, sir.
We got to get you out here too, man. I know when you're doing your promo run, we got to get you in the booth. You see this side, but you got to see the other side, man. We got to get you blessing these bars on our microphone, man. We definitely appreciate you.
Nah, no problem. You already know, bars on deck, man. I'll come below the booth up for y'all.
Appreciate you, man. Cassie on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Always love, bro. Appreciate you, man. Salute.